recipe that they would love over there. This is sweet and spicy maple cinnamon roasted chickpeas.
Yes.
Could it be any longer a title there?
Well, I was just trying to make it as many words as possible, so it wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. So you have 2 99-cent cans of chickpeas, some maple syrup, and a few spices, and you can make a healthy, crunchy snack.
I like the crunch.
And kids really like this one, and because it's not nuts, even though it's kind of a nut-like snack, they can take it to school. It's good for after school. True. It's good for nighttime snacking. If you have a glass of wine, you want something crunchy, you don't want to get into the chips.
Yes. Good stuff.
So let's get to it.
Okay, so we have 2 cans of chickpeas, by the low sodium kind, and I rinse them well. And now we have to dry them. If they're wet, then the seasonings aren't going to stick to it. So I just lay them out on a tea towel like this.
You could get your blow dryer. Yeah, blow dryer.
Yeah, get out a blow dryer. No, I take another tea towel and put it on top. Now you can do all of this with paper towel too, but I just like to use a tea towel. Yeah. Kind of feel like I'm massaging it. Like, would you like to turn over now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Do you think they look? I always think they look.
I think they look.
Do you think they look?
How do you do the turnover without them looking?
I'm always so uncomfortable. Okay, so we're just going to dry them out a little bit so they're not soaking wet. And you'll see when you do that some of the little skins will start to come loose. I just pick them off. You don't have to go.
Or get your kids to do this part.
You don't have to pick off everyone, but honestly, they're just going to burn, so you might as well do that.
So I love that we've got high fiber, we have protein. It is a great great snack that's much healthier than chips, like Greta said, right? And you're not getting all those processed damaged oils from those packaged foods, too?
Yes, not fried.
It's good to become your own personal chef.
I think
it's one of the healthiest things that you can do.
You know exactly what's in the food you're eating, and that's the thing.
And sometimes snacks are hard. It's hard to think of snacky food that you make yourself. You tend to buy that in packages.
Yeah, that's true.
So the dried chickpeas go in the bowl. This is 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So this recipe is roasted in 2 steps. This is the first step. Okay. So we coat the chickpeas in the olive oil. The oven's at 400 degrees.
We're going to do a shake and bake.
Yeah, until they're
shake it out.
If they're not coated with oil, they're not going to roast properly. So shake it about 20 times. Yeah. And then it's going on the pan, which I've lined with foil just to make the cleanup easier. And then you just want to shake these until they're in a single layer, and it's really important that they're not overlapping because then they'll steam, they won't roast. Yeah. So as flat as you can, and in the oven for 30 minutes at 400. minutes. When you bring them out of the oven at that stage, they're like this. They're going to look like this. So they're sort of partially roasted. Yep. Okay, I'm just going to swap this over here because I need, you know, that boil that I had the bowl that I had the olive oil in. We're going to use that again. So then we're just going to pick up the chickpeas. I'm going to try to use this as a funnel. Okay. And now the spices are going to go on it. So that goes back in your bowl. Put this back on the tray because we're going to roast it again
with the spices and the maple syrup.
Now the maple syrup goes in.
Maple syrup.
I do about 1/4 cup because I tend to not like things super sweet, but you could definitely do 1/3 of a cup.
And don't use Aunt Jemima. I know she's a really nice lady. She's a nice lady and everything.
Hey,
but
if it says pancake syrup or breakfast syrup,
it's not.
It's not maple syrup. It's not maple syrup. Okay, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon.
Doesn't taste the same either.
Pinch of salt. And I use a little bit of cayenne pepper.
Hot.
Right?
Good combo.
Toss these around, and these are going back on the baking sheet, and you reduce the oven to 325. Okay,
and then
so lower another ½ hour.
Okay.
Okay?
And you see with the cinnamon and the cayenne, we even have a little bit of spice to help you with your metabolism.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and then when they come out, look, they're totally crunchy, like corn nuts, only they're not corn and they're not nuts, right?
So much better for you. Cityline.ca for the recipe. Beautiful.